Greetings. Good afternoon. So, you may notice I'm starting to do 2 streams a day, and that's because the urgency is increasing. I have to be 1000% sure. And that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure I'm 1000% sure. It's one of those opportunities in life where life asks, are you 100% sure? Are you 1000% sure this is what you want to do? And I have to be 100% sure. I have to be 1000% sure. It looks like the relief rally has officially started. The RSI has crossed back into bullish territory, but the question is, how long is it going to last? You can see the tops form every time we do this. Every single time we do this, we go up and form the top. The problem is it's different in duration every time. This was the absolute bear market top. I don't know how long this is going to last. Same thing on the 4-day. We're officially in the relief rally right now. So how long is it going to last? Welcome to another live stream. How's everybody doing today? I'm thinking about playing some music, man. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to play some music. I haven't played music on the stream in years. But I don't know. You guys got to let me know if it's too loud, because I can't hear it. We got some throwback 2021. You have to let me know if it's too loud, because I can't hear it. Don't get a copyright ding. No, they don't copyright. They just tell you you can't monetize it. But I only get like $5 anyway, because there's like 10 people in here. They take my $5. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, I was thinking about that song. You gotta let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, because for me, I have different settings in my headphones than you guys. Well, I can't tell. It's kind of loud for me. Sounds like romantic music. If you think this is romantic, man, I'm sorry for your wife. Sorry for the wife and kids. Alright, so what's the plan here? We're already turning bearish, huh? It's too quiet. Is it? How about now? How about now? Is it too loud? Too quiet? Let me play easy come, easy go. Easy come, easy go. We need Mighty Man, though. Maybe this song will summon Mighty Man, but he might be sleeping. Here, it should be right here. Yeah, it's this one. It's loud now. Now it's too loud. How about now? I'm about to leave the gym. You'll be in the car. I'll need to play something else. It's alright. Thanks for telling me I'm not good enough. I think personally, I think IBIT could be the better option to watch for the top, because there's really no misprints. Once the RSI comes up here, that's kind of it. I think I'm going to jot that down. I think I'm going to jot that down in my notepad. The music is too loud. Kevin says the music is too loud. How about now? It can't be too loud. I could hear. Maybe. Alright. This has to be good. This has to be good, right? Couple notches down. Alright, this has to be good. It's almost half as loud as my voice. Alright, so the reason why is because I'm getting recommended a bunch of random ass YouTubers now, and people are saying that the QQQ is giving self signals, but I don't see them. Oh, here's one. We did break the dotted line. Or the momentum line. Yeah, we did break the momentum line here. Okay. Yeah, we did actually. Oh yeah, we did. The QQQ did break a momentum line. That's not what I saw, but like I didn't click on the guy's video. I just saw it and I realized, am I not seeing something? Yeah, the NASDAQ is giving you a momentum shift. It's not something to ignore. It doesn't mean we have to go down, but it's not necessarily bullish. Stock RSI is also bearish. Yeah, we might... Honestly, if we don't go up soon, we might be forming the top right now. So why is the NASDAQ red and everything else is green? It's because of the semiconductors, right? You know what I wanted to look at too? The super guppy for the stock market. I remember back in the spring we said when this thing turns red, it prints a bottom or capitulation. Yeah, see? But we're not even close. We're still bullish. Yeah, so we should remember this. When the super guppy changes colors on the stock market, it tells you that you're forming a bottom or you're about to go down. I'm going to jot that down, actually. Forgot about that. It's actually been that way all throughout history. This song sucks. before level was good. You guys are saying it's too low now? How about now? Bearish? Yeah, even in 2018. So we would need to see SPY break 730. Does it turn gray once we break? Yeah. Oh yeah, it does actually. Turns gray once you break the web. So we'd have to break 730. Yeah, so as long as SPY remains bullish, I think we could remain bullish on Bitcoin, honestly. Here it is. Alright, I'm summoning Mighty Man. Where's Mighty Man? We need to summon Mighty Man with our song. So I guess the QQQ would turn bearish first, right? That is true, actually. Look. You see how the webs on the top are starting to fade? But on the other stocks, it's green. It's still light blue. Yeah, we gotta see. What's the stock market doing, dude? It's been a while since it went up. It's been 2 months. That's traditionally not a good sign. Not this late in the market cycle, you know? Like, you gotta remember that Bitcoin is on the tail end of a bear market. Oh, here it is. It is gray. Oh yeah, I'm glad that guy got shilled to me in the algorithm. Yeah, the Nasdaq is starting to shift. Look at that. It's been green all of 2025, and then when it shifted in November, that was where Bitcoin collapsed. And it's been green the whole year, and now it's gray ever since we had this correction. Yeah, so weakness is coming into the Nasdaq. It's very slight because this is the 4-hour time frame, but that's how it starts. Yeah, look at that. So I guess the Nasdaq bites the dust first. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, Jimbo. We do have weakness coming into the Nasdaq. It doesn't mean it has to go down, but again, we're speculating that we're wrapping up the bear market, and the fact that we're getting weakness, it's not bullish. I mean, we just had every reason to go up for the people that like the news. We had good CPI, we had good PPI, and it's still not moving. I think it's because the market doesn't care. We got to be building some type of... Three-day MACD is bearish. 4-day MACD is bearish. 5 days not bearish yet. So I guess we're waiting. Yeah, I guess we're waiting for a 5-day MACD cross on the QQQ. How do I get my... There, this. Alright, if we mark the MACD crosses for QQQ... Yeah, you can see Bitcoin starts to struggle. Except for here. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Look. This isn't even a Bitcoin indicator, but every time the QQQ struggle, every time the QQQ prints this, Bitcoin struggles. We're not there yet, but it's coming. What about 4? I think the 4 day's already red. Yeah, look, the 4 day's already red, chat. Alright. I think we're getting close. I really do. It's very tough to call crashes on the stock market, man. It really is. But we're getting close. What about... Oh, wait. Let me check 2018. Let me just... Nope. Let me put this down. What happened in 2018? That'll be a big help. Okay. So the QQQ just took a shit when it turned red. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. If Bitcoin starts pumping without the stock market, that might be bearish. Because that happened in the summer of 2018 where Bitcoin bounced and the NASDAQ didn't really go anywhere. But that's all the more reason to be bearish, because in 2018, QQQ made higher highs and Bitcoin didn't go down. But like, look at how subtle the higher high was. We just went vertical. And the Bitcoin still didn't go up. Yeah, it has to be a 4-year cycle, man. It has to be. So the QQQ is the first domino, it looks like. Yeah, the Dow is still strong. Only the NASDAQ is weak. Obviously, the semiconductors are super weak. But I don't know if I can rely on that. Even though the QQQ is basically semiconductors, it's still the QQQ. It's not. I'm pretty sure there's other garbage in here. Yeah, there is. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Yeah, there is other garbage in here. So we need to see QQQ go sideways. So if we see the NASDAQ go sideways till August, it's bearish. But August is 2 weeks away. Zcash, probably 0, man. Not financial advice. Alright, so QQQ is first domino. 4 days red. SPY's about to turn red. Dow is not even close. DRAM doesn't even have an indicator. Technology is red too. Yeah, but isn't this also the semiconductors? Didn't we go over this already? Yeah, it's pretty much... Yeah, it's all the same shit, look. Alright, so the semiconductors might be done. Maybe there's one more squeak rally left, but they might be done, honestly. Alright, so the NASDAQ is our first warning sign. The RSI crossed bearish. MACD is about to cross bearish. Yeah. And now we already talked about... Yeah, but Bitcoin's about to turn bullish on the MACD. The thing is, we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know if it's going to be small or if it's going to be big. What happened in 2018? Yeah, in 2018 it was big. Where's my super trend? We don't want to forget about this either. Every time we've broken this level, we've gone down. What is that? What is that number? Should tell me in the corner. It's 58,000. All right, so once we break 58,200, that should trigger the capitulation. It has every time. It's not even an exaggeration. Like every single time we've broken the super trend, we've gone down to the bottom. That's a good piece of information I need. So 58,000, it's not going to let me. $58,200. All right, so if I were going to paint a picture as to what I'm trying to say, of course it's not there. But I just know from looking at it, we've gone down to the negative neutral. Justin for 2 says, some on X saying mid-cycle correction. Can you discuss? No, it's bearish in my opinion. There's always a reason for it to be bullish until the bottom forms. I don't want to discount your $2, but there's no evidence to say it's a mid-cycle correction, man. We're doing exactly what we always do in a bear market. Hold on, I'll talk about it in just a second. Oh wait, this might be what I'm trying to say. Hold on. Yes, this is exactly what I'm trying to say. Every time we break the super trend, we go down to the bottom. All right, so no, I don't think it's a mid-cycle correction. We could see that from the top, we're pretty deep in the bear market. And the reason why I'm confident is because I was the guy that said it was a mid-cycle correction last time. And we're displaying all of the same symptoms. And all the indicators that the bullish people are using are the same indicators that I used. But you could see 365 days is the next 2-month candle. So we're so close to the end. This is nothing like 2019. If you want to say this is 305 and we're at 305 and now we're about to go straight up, that's what the people are saying. There's always going to be a bullish argument. But the only thing I would ask is, if it was a mid-cycle correction, why was the top exactly where the 4-year cycle said it would be? I didn't say it would be up there. The 4-year cycle said it would be up there. I thought the top was going to be here. Which we know, again, that if we would have sold here, we would have been right, but it always feels like it's going to be an early top, but then the top is at the end of the year. So now people are thinking the bottom is early, but right on cue, the bottom will come in. In my opinion, I don't want to speak indefinitely, right, like a know-it-all. In my opinion, this is not a mid-cycle correction, because if it was a mid-cycle correction, we wouldn't have topped where we always top. You could just see the distance and the difference in the candles. You know, if you didn't have COVID, you had 3 red candles and then we started going up again. Right now, we already had 3 red candles, but we've had 5 candles overall. So you'll be able to push the narrative saying it's the exact same. Look, it's 305 days, 305 days, 50%, 50%. I'm not going to be able to convince you otherwise. You're just going to have to take the information that you have and make your decision. You know, there's always going to be, well, maybe it's 2019. And I don't really have an answer. Because I'm sure if you line everything up, people could say, this is where we are. But here's the difference. I just had it in my head. Here's my answer as to why I don't think it's 2019. In 2019, we started from the bottom and we came up. Now we're coming from the upside down. People leave that part out. This was a mid-cycle correction. It lasted 2 months. Not 5. If someone wants to argue that we're in here, it lasted 2 months. Not 5. There's no mid-cycle correction that lasts this long. Again, this one is coming from the downside. I'm talking about you put in a top and then you had a monster drawdown. Technically, this was a correction, yes, but look at the candles. They're all in the same spot. Bitcoin was 61,000 for 10 months. That's not really a correction. It's just sideways. This is going down. This has not been the same price for more than however much time. You know, when you look at it from that lens, the bottom up, there's a sideways. You've never had an all-time high and then a 7-month drawdown where it's this long and this low and nothing happens. Here, we went down, then we went up. Then we went down, then we went up. Here, we go down, then we go down, then we go down. There's no comparison at all. This is the closest comparison, but you're coming from the downside. You never made a new all-time high. We made a new all-time high, and now we're down here. That's the difference. I'm nervous that people are now like, I really hope we get up to where we need to go, man. I'm going to be really upset if we don't make it to 68K. We should, but I appreciate the 2. But you guys will be surprised. The bottom is spreading like a wildfire, which is good. We want that. We want people to think that it's bullish. But I appreciate the 2. That's exactly what they're saying. We're going straight up. We can't even get through the high from June. But like, I've been here. I'm not saying that I'm experienced in the aspect of I know what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm saying. When I say I'm experienced, as in I've seen both sides. I've seen people be bullish all the way down. I've been bullish all the way down last time. So I know what it looks like. If you only look for bullish things, you can make anything bullish. I'm not only looking for bearish things, and that's the primary difference. I'm not saying I've been successful this time around, but I haven't been bag holding all the way down. I've been out. The reason why I say that is because I'm looking at indicators that are always bullish or always bearish when they're supposed to be. And right now, they're bearish, but they're telling us that it's almost time to be bullish. So we talked about this the other day. The fear and greed index, you have everyone saying that's making the argument, oh, look, it's at extreme fear. It's been in extreme fear forever. Yeah, when does it do that? It does it in 2018. You could argue it's in 2019, yes, but if that's people's argument, we just went over that, why we're not there. We did it in 2022. You hit fear in 2021, yes, but we also hit fear in 2025. The fact that we're spending this much time in extreme fear only happens in bear markets. That's the problem. People keep saying, oh, we're at extreme fear, we're at extreme fear. Yeah. You didn't hit greed, or you didn't hit extreme greed one time in 2018. You didn't hit extreme greed one time in 2022. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're not hitting extreme greed in 2026. That's what always happens. And the same people say the same thing. Oh, well, it's different this time. And I was that guy last time, so I'm not even knocking them. But I see what they're saying because I said the same thing. And the bottom was in Q4. And these don't look any different. You have a high, you have a lower high. If we only look at the greed, you have a high, you have a lower high, you have a lower high, you have a lower high, and then the bottom formed in October. Here we have a high, we have a lower high, we have a lower high, we have a lower high. God help us, it just pulled back again. Even though the price is higher. So we should keep an eye on this. Oh, wait, we should keep an eye on this, actually. Look, the fear and greed pulled back on May 12th. But I don't believe the top was actually in... Oh, the top was in May 12th. Okay. Well, I guess... is that what I meant to say? Yeah, maybe that's what I meant to say. Look, you see how the price continued pushing higher, but the fear and greed kind of stopped? Maybe that's what we need to see. We need to see the fear and greed start struggling. I hope that's not it. I really do. I really hope that's not the whole rally, man. I think we have too much bullishness for that to be the rally. But I mean, dude, look, you're making a high, a lower high, a lower high. We just made a lower high. Even if we go up again, it's a lower high. But this is yesterday, so it didn't update. This is July 14th, so we didn't get a new candle. I'm thinking there's too much bullishness. We really shouldn't go down. But that's my explanation and why I think it's a bear market. Even in 2019, you hit extreme greed. We didn't hit extreme greed once this whole year. So I can't come... Oh, sorry. I can't compare it to 2019 because in 2019 we hit extreme greed. This chart paints the better picture. I can't zoom in. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, look, we're purple the whole time. In 2022, we're purple the whole time. So this propaganda, look at the bull market. You're overheated the whole time. The propaganda here is, oh, we're oversold. We got to go up. I mean, this was your mid-cycle correction. Look at the similarities. This was the mid-cycle correction. This was the mid-cycle correction. Now we're just bearish. And my thing is, right? We have all the reasons to be bullish. Bullish divergence, this, that, the other thing. We just made another low. So now the bottom that was supposed to be in February is now in June. And if we make another lower low, now it's going to be September. That is a 4-year cycle. If we make another low, it's going to be August. Now you got 2 months left. People are going to still be saying it's a cycle correction. Guys, I'm not saying that to sound like a genius. I'm not. I say that because that's exactly what I said. The bottom is in, the bottom is in, the bottom is in. Oh no, the bottom fell out. That's what it is. The bottom is in, the bottom is in, the bottom is in. Oh no, the bottom fell out. That's how I look at it. Again, I'm not saying I'm going to be right. I'm just presenting to you the information. That's all I've ever done for the last 10 months. But this is my bread and butter. I can't be bullish until this thing hits. And you want to know what's nuts? Some people will argue, oh, you're going to miss the bottom if you wait for the newpole. Well, if the bottom's not in, then the next stop is the negative newpole. Because we get a negative newpole when we go below the realized price. And I just showed you that every time we break the 2-month super trend, we go down to the 2-month, we go down to the realized price. And we bounce right on top of it. So if the bottom's not in, then the bottom has to be below 49,000. So if you're betting on the bottom, that's okay. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. But I'm telling you that if you're wrong, we have a long way down to go. So that's what I would say. I don't think it's a mid-cycle correction. But it's good. That's good that people are bullish. This is why whenever everyone always says, "Oh, we can't do it," if everyone's saying the same thing. Everyone is not saying the same thing. And I'm glad that you shared that because I didn't know people are still arguing it's a mid-cycle correction. I thought people were arguing the bear market was short. What's up, Chris? Welcome, man. How's it going? I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm trying to make sure that I'm right. Not because of YouTube, but because of my own sake. My life depends on this. I mean, you could just look at it. Like, look at how many red candles there are and just compare it. It just looks like a bear market. And we did just make a lower low. So if there's one more low, then we should bounce off the trend line and then start the bull market. People are also saying shallow bear market this time because the top was not euphoric. Yeah, but there's that's always there. But that's good because, like, again, everyone is always saying, oh, you can't, if everyone's saying the same thing, it's not going to happen. But everyone's not saying the same thing. I'm willing to make the case that consensus is not sub 40K. That's probably the least amount of people. I think most people probably think the bottom is a little bit lower than 50,000. Which is originally what I thought back in November. But then when I started looking at it, I'm like, you really think the bear market's going to be 60%? That means the next bear market is going to be like 30%. That ain't happening. If we get a 70% drop this time, down to 38 or 36 or whatever, maybe it's 669, then the next bear market could be shallower at 60, you know? Because the bull market's not going to be as big. That makes more sense. But if we have a 50% drawdown now, then the next one is going to be like 30%. That's ridiculous. How big you think the bull market's going to be? We're going to go up to 150,000? That's how I look at it. Hard to tell what everyone is saying. I think from the YouTubers that I've watched, which is like people that I can't even name, most of them, I think consensus is we're towards the end of the bear market, but the bottom could be in. That's what people are saying. You have extremists like Mr. Ron Walker, who's just always bearish. Every time we have a correction, it's 2008. He's the man, but it's true. Every time we have a correction, he goes like this. We're going all the way back down here. I think he thinks we're going back to the 2022 low or something. So he's just a perma-bear. But you have the perma-bears, you have the moon boys, and then you have people that are kind of in the middle. What I'm seeing now is the people that were in the middle are now starting to flip bullish. They're starting to be open to the top or the bottom being in. Which nothing has changed. The only thing that changed was a bullish divergence. But that doesn't mean anything because we had five bearish divergences at the top. And the top still wasn't in until the end. You know, you had one, then you had another one here, 2, then you had another one here, 3, then you had another one here, 4 to mark the top. We had one bullish divergence, and now the bottom is in. Even though at the top we had 4 bearish divergences before the top was in. But the first sign of a bullishness. Oh my god, I gotta get in. Holy shit. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Maybe you could say 2, right? Because if you go like this is 1, and this is 2. Oh my god, oh my god. I get it. I truly get it. Because as humans, we don't want to wait 4 whole years to make money. It's dreadful. But I learned my lesson the hard way. I learned my lesson the hard way. Let me put on the OG soundtrack. This is the OG, triple OG. Where is it? Here. No, that's not it. Here it is. 5 years. This soundtrack was made 5 years ago. Oh, it was made almost 6 years ago. December of 2020. Piece of monkey trash for 2 says, SE here at happy hour. Should I sell Doge? I think piece of monkey trash, if you're holding Doge past August, you're going to get obliterated. I'm not telling you to buy or sell, but in my opinion, if you hold your Doge past August, you're going to get obliterated. But I appreciate the 2. Good luck and happy hour. There's no way the top is in, man. We got to keep going. Problem is, consensus for what I'm seeing is the bottom is in October, which is why I believe it gets front run, or it's October and it's the same every time. Yes, but here's the thing. The fact that you're questioning it, which is good, I'm not saying not to, is why it can happen again. And what are all the big YouTubers saying? They're saying you should DCA. I said this the other day. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm not trying to come off as a know-it-all, but this is a fact. If you're DCAing right now and we go lower, you are now a part of the Nupal turning negative. You will become part of the unrealized loss. The only way to get negative is to get people negative. And the more people that buy in up here, the faster we'll get to the Nupal turning negative. And we should keep an eye on the short-term Newpol, because once it turns positive, everybody starts getting bullish, which is why we top around there. It happens in the bear market quite often. You see how the bear market started? The Newpol turned bullish, then we went down. Then we turned again, the Newpol turned bullish, then we went down. And then the Newpol wasn't bearish anymore because it wasn't a bear market. This is the short-term holders strictly we're looking at. You can see the short-term holders are approaching overbought. People are getting bullish again. So we should be looking for a top soon. It's true, man. I gotta watch this actually. But the thing is, if you're DCAing right now and we go lower, you're a part of the Newpol turning negative, because when it goes down, you're going to lose money. Not you specifically, just in general. So I'm not saying I'm going to be right. I want to make that clear. I understand it might come off as if, oh, well, you're going to lose your money. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is if you buy in now and you're DCAing and we go lower, you're going to drag the Newpol lower. But I'm not a big YouTuber, so I can say, in my opinion, the bottom's not in. I don't think DCAing is a good spot here. Could I be wrong? Yes. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This didn't update. We might be getting close to the top, man. We might be getting close. I think we should at least hit 68K. Should at least hit 68. At least 67, right? Look at how close we are. Yeah, I'm not gonna sweat it. Dude, we're so close. Anything over 68K is, you know, it's extra. But this is what I'm looking for, this orange moving average. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the idea that everyone thinks the bottom's in October, so it's not gonna happen. I mean, my only answer to that would be the top was in October, when people were saying the top was gonna be in October. I think everybody, even I, had the idea, like, the top is probably gonna be around here somewhere. I didn't know the exact month, but I sold all my coins when we broke 100K because I accepted that was it. It's over. But the very act of us doing that when we were supposed to do that is what makes it bearish. You know? Like, there were people on YouTube. I wasn't one of them. But there were people on YouTube that said the top was going to be here. Like, a long time before that. We thought the top was going to be here. But once the top wasn't here, I gave up and I said to myself, okay, the top's probably at the end of the year, so whatever I have at the end of the year, I have to take. Unfortunately, this was the top for us and we should have gotten out, which was the biggest lesson that I learned. When your analysis says to do something, you should do it. Because even though I got the top wrong, if I would have sold here, I would have been on vacation still 3 years later. Because this was the top for most of us. And that doesn't change the fact that I was wrong. But the thing is, there were people who said the top would be here, and it was. And the only reason that it was there is because of the 4-year cycle. There's no explanation for us to be down here other than 4-year cycle. Why do I say that? The NASDAQ topped here and Bitcoin topped here. Fine. The NASDAQ is now all the way up here, and we're still down here. And if you want to argue that's what happened in 2019, I would say you're right. I'm looking for the S&P to come down, just like in 2019. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some kind of holy shit. And I'm going to be honest, we haven't felt that holy shit yet. Holy shit. We haven't. We kind of felt it back here. I remember saying, holy shit. But we haven't felt, this wasn't holy shit. The semiconductors barely went down. They're going down more now than they did in the springtime. Nobody's saying anything. We need that holy shit, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We haven't hit that yet. Not since 2025. And that's another thing too. Bitcoin held the bull market area, but lost it on this one. But the S&P correction was bigger on this one, meaning that the market knows it's a 4-year cycle. And I spent my whole YouTube career basically from 2022 until here trying to debunk the 4-year cycle, and all it did was get me destroyed. So once we broke 100K, I gave up. I said, that's it, 4-year cycle wins again. And there's no reason to fight it. But the fact that people are fighting it is why it could continue to work. But I take it as a blessing because it's telling you what's going to happen. And that's why we spent the last 3 months looking at everything. And everything says, yes, we should go lower. And when I say everything, I'm talking about the other market participants. So for example, MSTR. In 2023, when we were bullish, MSTR went up immediately. Yes, it made a lower low when Bitcoin made a higher low, but when Bitcoin started pumping, MSTR teleported to the upside instantly. So if that doesn't happen soon, I'm going to assume it's a fake rally. And that's why I'm kind of excited, because the only way for MSTR to get up here is for Bitcoin to go much higher. But I'm nervous that it's not going to get up there. BMNR is another stock. It just took a shit. When Bitcoin enters a bull market, the shit starts pumping immediately. So if that ends up happening, then you could say bull market, right? In 2022, Coinbase teleported to the upside. If Coinbase teleports, then you have an argument. Yeah, we're going to the moon. But we don't know yet. We don't know because we didn't get it yet. But as it looks currently, it just made another lower low. And unfortunately, the amount of information that we had shrunk because a lot of these Bitcoin stocks pivoted to AI. Like Riot, I think, is an AI stock now, so we can't even use Riot. The other crypto stocks are all shit. DFDV is Solana. Stake is Solana. Litecoin is bearish. Bitcoin Cash just took a shit. This is the ETH ETF. Ethereum Classic is bearish. When we started the bull market last time, these little garbage pails teleported. Oh, this is Ethereum, sorry. The Ethereum Classic one teleported. We don't have that. That's what tells me it's bearish. If you look at the background is bearish. When we were bullish in 2020, when we started the bull market in December of 2018, Ethereum Classic Trust teleported to the upside. When we started the bull market in 2022, Ethereum Classic Trust teleported to the upside. Now, maybe it teleports in the next 2 weeks, but if this shit continues to bleed like a dead rabbit, I have to assume we're in a bear market. Could you be saying, oh, look, we're right here, it's going to teleport? You just said we had a market bottom. This wasn't a market bottom. This was like halfway through the bull market, basically. If we only look at bear market bottoms, then this should teleport. Which means if it continues to die, I have to assume it's bearish. But there's definitely an increasing amount of people that say the bottom could be in. When I look at all the YouTubers that have over 100,000 subs, a lot of them are pushing that the bottom could be in. So I don't necessarily think consensus is the bottoms at the end of the year. I think because Ben Cohen is saying that, so people are saying it's not going to happen. But why would we still be down here? You know? If the rabbit is dead, it does not bleed. That's not true. If you shoot a rabbit and it dies, it doesn't just stop bleeding. It stops bleeding once the blood dries up. Everyone, including the market, is about to get explosive. I'm here for Amanda. Your little drops don't impress me anymore. It's unfortunate people can't stick to their plan and say it's bearish. The bottom is here. Well, you got to understand that these YouTubers probably make a lot of money. I don't blame them. These YouTubers, I don't really make that much ad revenue anymore. I only make a lot of money when we're in a bull market. But these guys that make YouTube videos, that they're getting decent ad revenue. So I don't blame them. I really don't. The reason I say what I say is because I'm following what I'm saying. And people will always say, oh, that's why you got wrecked. No, I actually got wrecked because I went against what I said. I said, get out here, not to you guys, but to myself, and I didn't. So now I'm trusting myself. We said we should rally into the summer because of our Moonboy event. And look at where we are. We're getting close. It's almost time to turn bearish again. For me, at least. I'm not saying I'm going to be right. But for me, it's almost time to turn bearish. And if this chart plays out, we're going to be fucking set. And I intentionally use the F-bomb because it's an adjective. We're going to be fucking set. Because if it happens the way that it's supposed to happen, we should go sideways until February. And if we go sideways until February, that means that the top should be here. Even though we know the top for the 4-year cycle is all the way out here, if we sell here, we can go on vacation. This little peach, or whatever this is going to be the same thing as this. If it plays out the way that it should. So we have a 2-year window. 2 years from now, some people might be gone already. Because the bull market's pretty much done. And that I can attest to, because now that I've been here for as long as I've been, Euphoria is not in the same spot. Euphoria was here, not at the top, and Euphoria was technically here. So technically, I could have left here and been gone. This was only 1 year. I had nothing down here. A year later, I was not rich, but for me, being poor, I was rich. I could have left. But I fell for the trap. Oh, we still have another year of a bull market. I was wrong. I should have sold here. When you think you should sell, you should sell. Just like that guy that came into my stream talking about AMC. Remember? He was saying something. And it fell by 45%. Like, whenever you think you should sell, you should probably sell. Not financial advice. This is it, man. We have less than 100 days to go. It was fast. Very scary. It was just May. Now it's July. It's about to be August. I won Riftbound tournament. Got regionals, buy. I don't even know what that means. My DCA is 61K, and if it goes lower into the 40s, then I'll add. And if it goes up, I'm positioned. Yeah, everybody's got a different plan. I'm not saying that DCAing into Bitcoin is a bad idea if you can afford to. I just don't have the money to DCA into Bitcoin. If I was sitting on $2 million, would I buy a Bitcoin here? I guess. You know, because a 30K drop isn't going to affect me. But if I have $10,000, I'm not putting 5K in just to get baptized and then put the other 5K in. Then I'm going to 2x my money by the time we get to the top. That's terrible. Chris for 40 months says 40 months and still here waiting. I appreciate the subs. Yeah, we could be waiting forever. That's why I'm getting out of this crypto shithole, man. That's my worst my worst nightmare already came true. I already lived it. So now I'm on the other side of it, rebuilding my life. But I'm not doing that anymore, man. You know, like what if people are holding Doge for the all-time high and it never goes up? Then they missed 2 market cycles. So I'm getting out of crypto. I'm not doing this shit. But I appreciate the sub from Mr. Chris. Piece of monkey trash says no cougars at Cleveland happy hour. We got Grease Monkey in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, MSTR is getting awfully close to our buy area. Dude, to me, that's nuts. You know? Like, it wouldn't be down here if it was bullish. This is a bearish chart, and it's filling it out. I made this chart early. Sorry. I made this chart late. But my chart that I made back in... I think I'm pretty sure I made this chart in November. Like, it's almost filling it out. You know? It's almost filling it. It's literally almost filling it out. I promise I made this chart back in November. It's not correct, though. Because I thought we were going to go down. But you can see that the time to buy was correct. The time to buy was correct. But the area was wrong. But I'm okay with that. I missed it. But it came down. We're bearish. So the bottom should be here somewhere. Which means if the bottom is here, then we should explode up. And then we should be bearish again from like the summer until the end of the summer. And then this is where all the money is. From October of 2027 to May and July of 2028. That's where this is. And then I think the top is going to be in the purple box again. But I don't... I mean, I made this chart 7 months ago. But I'm sharing everything with you guys because that's why the streams have changed. In November, I made this on my own. But this time, for the last 2 months, every time I sat in front of my computer to make charts, I live streamed. And that's why the live streams changed slightly. It's not really like a show anymore. It's just me scribbling and talking because this is what I'm actually looking at. And we're almost at the bottom. And that's why I'm getting excited. But I'm getting nervous because I don't know where the top is. My heart says the top should be between 68 and 72. But I always have that doubt, which is my Achilles heel. I always doubt myself. But look, we're blue. Look, the daily candle's blue now. We're getting close. It's exciting. Yeah. Oh, wow. We had purple candles in 2018. Yeah, so we're right here. If we're here. But look, the moving average is in the same spot too. So we're like right in here somewhere. We just need one more push. We could be right here as well. There's no law that says we have to be in here. I know Mr. Cowan is very respectable, but we don't have to have this exact rally. It could be smaller like this one. Which is what we're... I prefer if it got all the way up to 70K. But in 2022, that didn't happen. It only hit the moving average and then we went down. But you see how we turned blue? Like we might just have one more squeak left. And then that's it. But I don't know. But what I'm betting on is the top should be here. And that's why we're watching everything we're watching. And it's coming true. We're in it. We're in it right now. This is it, baby. You just gotta trust yourself. We're almost there. Because if we're wrong, then it's gonna be tough. But if we're right, we made it. Because I'm not doing... I lost all my money because I put my money in shit on Solana. I'm never touching that shit ever again. And that's what bothers me. That's what could make me cry. Is I had so much money back here and I knew the market was going to go up. That was my chance. But the coins that I had didn't go up. That's where we all got screwed. We knew the market was bullish, but the coins that we bought went down anyway. I think that's why so many people got fucking destroyed. That's why I got destroyed. I had so much money back here. The pocket watchers were watching me in the Discord. They had all my wallets. And my coins just didn't go up. I was heartbroken. So then when the top was in, I didn't want to believe it was the top because my coins didn't go up. And it was the top. That's why my net worth peaked back here. And here. Now I know. Don't ever touch that shit ever again. So I'm ready this time. I'm ready this time, baby. Talk to me, baby. Where's Sonny the Curry Man? I think that if we're 100% sure Bitcoin's going below 40K and we have 10K to play with, 100% sure that Bitcoin is going to give us at least 3K. Oh, 3x. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that, man. If I had 10K, I would not even buy Bitcoin. I would buy stocks. Even then, I would still buy MSTR. Just the idea that MSTR would get a 5x is better than a 2x, you know? Or 3x. I'm ready with Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm not even buying Bitcoin, but I'm gonna make an oath to myself to never deposit on Coinbase ever again. This shit ruined my life. You put 32K into OXT? Did you really? Yeah, I made the same mistake. I had like so much money in this garbage. But it's alright, because we're about to get another chance. I just want to see the market come a little bit higher for Papa. I have to respect the chance we do get to the 200-day moving average. But I'm also respecting the chance that it doesn't get there and it gets stuck at 67K. But I just love how the market knows. So the RSI is in the exact spot it's supposed to be in. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, I think. Like the fact, let me spit some heat here. The fact that we made a lower low, but we made a higher low is technically bullish, but it's ultra bearish. Because now the RSI is going to get to the same exact spot that it always gets to when we top out, and the price doesn't have to go as high because the RSI is already up there. So if we get stuck between 68 and 73 and the RSI is up here, that's it. We should not get stuck here if we're in a bull market. We should just blow right through it. That's my thing, man. When the bull market starts, we just blow right through it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You just blow right through it. In 2019, we got stuck at the orange moving average, pulled back, and then we blew right through it. If we're truly bullish, like these moon boys are saying, we should not come up here and then float around. We should just go right up. And if that happens, so be it, right? But if that doesn't happen and we get stuck, that's it. We never get stuck. We just blow right through it. If you want to say we got stuck here, you didn't hit the 200-day moving average. You blew right through it. So I love what we're seeing. It's bullish, but it's like grinding higher. But what I'm noticing is we're grinding higher, but we're using up so much firepower just to move an inch. So it's almost like it's bearish if it doesn't do this. Because that's what it does. So if we just like grind like this, that's not good. When the bull market starts, you start pumping like a madman. This thing took like 4 days and we just teleported up. In 2019, I remember it was the same thing. We had one God candle on April 1st and the rest was history. Just teleport up. So if we start teleporting, then yeah, you could say it's bullish. But if we don't, and we just keep doing what we're doing, I would say that shit's bearish. Even back here, we didn't teleport. It was like grinding. And the grinding is what makes it bearish. Because once we get to a certain point, the momentum starts to turn bearish. Which is what's happening with the S&P. The momentum is dying right now because it's not doing anything. Yeah, I actually, I like that. I like what we're getting. It's a slow grind. Coinbase is safe. I trust it with my 0.01 BTC. How did Coinbase... No, Coinbase is fine. It's just Coinbase is like weed. They say weed is the gateway drug, so Coinbase is your weed. You go on Coinbase, then you see all the rugs they have. You start gambling on the rugs. Then you get introduced to Uniswap, and it's all downhill from there. And you'll listen to the influencers that'll tell you they got rich, but you don't hear about the 1,000 people that they dumped on. That's why they're influencers. There's only so many of them. If you compare the amount of influencers to the amount of people on crypto, it's probably like 100. It's probably like 10,000 to 1. I'm not an influencer. Nobody knows who I am. I'm talking about the rich influencers that shill garbage. The amount of people that get wrecked versus the handful of people that make money, it's terrible. We are here for a reason. We are about the moon. Holy shit, this guy's bullish. I gotta say, what a journey from the Anon walks through the woods. Well done. I mean, I haven't really done anything. That's the problem. I really haven't changed that much from the walks in the woods. I just got older. And unfortunately, I'm not happy to say this, but I had more faith and joy when I was younger. I've been crushed now, like everyone else. The market crushed me, and life crushed me. Now I see this for what it really is, a fucking cesspool. Rome isn't built in one day. My 0.01 BTC will be generational wealth. How much is that? That's like 600 bucks, right? I mean, listen, if you started off with that and you just keep adding to it, you're not wrong. I definitely think Bitcoin is a good option, but we've run the data over and over again. This simple chart alone says it's not worth it to buy Bitcoin anymore. We barely took the high from QQQ in March of 2021. I don't think it's worth it anymore. Unless you're going to buy the exact bottom. But we already said if we time the bottom, then why not buy... Oh, this is what I want to see. Here we go. Get fucked. Yeah, you're better off... Yeah. Oh my god, there's 2 market cycles in here. Yeah, you're better off buying TQQQ than Bitcoin. Not financial advice. Unless you're going to time the exact bottom. But even then, even now with the diminished returns, there's 2 market cycles in here, chat. We didn't notice it. So if you bought the Bitcoin bottom, you technically outperformed. If you didn't buy the exact bottom, then right now you might be underperforming. Actually, I would argue that if you didn't buy the exact bottom, you are underperforming. But this is no longer the best asset in the world. Those days are over. Unless you buy the exact bottom. But if you know where the exact bottom is, then you're a trader, you're not an investor. But I think starting now, because of the diminished returns, I don't necessarily think it's going to be worth it. Look, you see how... Yeah, this is weird. Bitcoin only did a 500%? No, it didn't. What's going on with that? I don't think it's going to be worth it to buy Bitcoin this time. I think there's going to be better options. And they're not even degenerate options. They're like legitimate options. If the bottom is 40,000, we got to be less than 700. So maybe it's like 350. Dude, if Bitcoin goes to 180,000, then SPY is going to hit 1,000, man. Maybe even more than that. Yeah, it is going to hit. Holy shit. Dude, if Bitcoin hits 180,000, SPY is going to be like 1,200, dude. And if SPY is 1,200 or 1,300, then this shit is going to be like $400, $500. So if we could get in at 50, yeah. I'm ready, baby. Talk to me. I think we're ready. I think we're ready, man. I think we're ready. We're max bullish right now. And now the guy's saying that people on Twitter are getting bullish. That's good. If we get over 68K, that's where the euphoria hits. That's where everyone starts saying, oh my god, we're actually bullish. I'm telling you. It happens every time. It's not even just 2026. The problem is in 2022, we never got it. It only happened once, right here. Holy shit. And even us, we were bullish. Holy shit. It's like something switches in your brain where when it crosses the short-term hold to realized price, even though you don't know it exists, you just get excited. Even back here, I remember it was like, holy shit, why are we going down? And then we just teleported back up. 2018, it was a lot similar. Where once we crossed the realized price, it's like, oh my god, are we bullish? Holy shit. And then we went right back down. So the euphoria is going to really come in once we break this moving average. I really think we should. I think we should. I'm going to be disappointed if we don't. We should. We should at least touch it. In 2022, we touched it before we went down. We barely missed it here. So if we barely miss it and we only get to like 67, then fine. That's enough for me. But the end of July is in 2 weeks. So if we just pop like this and then come back down, that's it, man. That's it. And we have the reach. We have the firepower to do so. If I mark where the 3-day stock RSI is overbought, and then I mark the green, the moving average, look, we come up to it. There should be one more pop left, at least. Come on, baby. Talk to me. Talk to me, baby. What's wrong? Did we... Oh, what about the super trend? Did we break anything? Oh, not yet. Yeah, if we can break this, man, we should be good to go. Look, right here, the super trend broke, we went down. Here, the super trend broke, we went down and then up. If we go like this, I'm telling you, man, everybody's going to get trapped. Not everybody, but a lot of people are going to get trapped. Obviously, if we go like this, then it's fine, bull market, but... We're getting to that point where people are getting nervous, like, okay, are we actually bullish or what? But I would like to think, the thing is, we might get distracted because we made a lower low, but I don't think the market cares. Because if you play around with the time frames, you can kind of get it to look the same. Or maybe it was this. Or maybe not. Yeah, I guess not. Maybe I'm thinking of 2018. Maybe I'm thinking of 2018. Yeah, nah, we're bullish. This has to be bullish. Come on, baby. This is bullish. This is bullish, man. Where is this trend? Wait, is this trend line also 70K? Why did nobody tell me about this? Oh, I think I already... Yeah, I think I had this before. Yeah, maybe we can get to 70K. Oh, I think I had this trend line. Not this one. This one's a little bit steeper. Yeah, how do we feel about this trend line, actually? 70K. I'm not the biggest trend line guy. I would like to see a break because then people get bullish. Just like how this one broke. And it was like, oh my god. My question is, what is the trend line that marks the bottom? That's my question. Maybe it is this. Maybe it is this one. No, it can't be. It's not low enough. Is it this? No. Yeah, what's the trend line that marks the bottom? Popeyes went bankrupt. I think we have to pop to 207 on SpaceX. I'm all in at SpaceX. I had 80. Yeah, I saw something on YouTube today that said New York State is passing a law to temporarily ban data centers. Are we on the cusp of this AI thing, or are we late to the party? Because what if Nvidia is Bitcoin and they were just the frontier, and now all the garbage is going to play catch up? Like, I understand this thing had a life-changing gain. It definitely did. But it could still have a gnarly correction. And the market cap is 400 billion. So if it pulls back by 50%, now it's at 200 billion. What if Nvidia is Bitcoin and now all these other garbage cans got to catch up? That's why I'm really thinking the semiconductors could be the play. Even though it's going to break my heart because I had it at $8, I have to let it go and move on. I'll forgive myself if it comes back to 30 or 40. Because I wouldn't have held it this long anyway. I would have sold it in November. Oh, I can't even pretend. But I'm thinking we're forming... Yeah, maybe something like this. Where we came back and tested the high before the next bull market. That lines up with the chart. The Bitcoin bull market started here. The bull market started here as well. So I wonder... I don't think we're coming back to this. Could you imagine it came all the way back to $10? That's not happening. I think maybe we could test this again between 40 and 60. That would be kind of like this here. And then the bull market starts. What do you guys think, man? We get in at 50 and ride it all the way up to 1,000? That means $50,000 is $1 million. This is a good question, man. Do you guys... Are we early or late to the AI boom? Because I still see people trying to pick the next AI winner, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I can't do it. So I'll just buy this that has all of them. AI is intrinsically tied. It's a 7-year play. Someone said they're shorting Micron. Just be careful. I agree. I think the stocks are going to turn bearish, but stocks just never go down, man. It's very tough. But, like, would you rather buy 1 Bitcoin or 1,000 shares of SOXL? I'd rather have 1,000 shares of SOXL. The problem is, I don't know if it's going to get down there. I feel like it should, right? At least 50 bucks. But we would need a Armageddon. We would need Armageddon for that to happen. But Micron may be starting that already. It's too early to say. You got to be careful because Micron did the same thing here and then we went up. But we have mentioned in the past that when Bitcoin does go down to the bottom, Micron does capitulate as well. Fell by 50% here. And it fell by 40% here. So if we fall by 40% from today, that puts it at 500 bucks. And if we fell from 40% from today, this should fall by 60%. Yeah, 60 bucks. I think we could get down there. I think we could get down there. How are we looking on the Super Guppy? Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? We got any green bars? What do we got on the 4 hour? Nice. Oh, nice. We do, actually. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's what Roger used to... Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, man. We're bullish. This is it, baby. Come on, baby. Moonboy chart never lies. We're bullish on the 8 hour. 6 hour too, green. Daily time frame is what matters. Got to get to at least 67K. Yeah, in 2022, whenever we turned gray, the top was forming. In 2018, whenever we turned gray, the top was... Actually, we got to light blue. Yeah, so we need to at least get to 68K before I can start saying, oh my god, we're bearish. I think we're going to get it, man. I think we're going to get it. I think this is it. It's gonna be scary, but how's the MVRV looking? Oh, it's moving up. It's moving up. She's moving up. Moving up. Yeah. I think we have everything marked out. I think we're ready. Doge is still not moving. I'm surprised Ethereum is moving the way that it is and the Ethereum coins are not budging. Mog is dead. Pepe is dead. Even Uniswap. Well, no, Uniswap already went up. Okay, yeah, Uniswap had a nice recovery. Avalanche, 8. Oh, Avalanche is a good indicator too. Avalanche is just dead. We got to keep an eye on Avalanche, man. What a dead dog. What a fucking piece of shit. Sorry, that's bad language. What a dead dog this thing is, man. Even last year, Avalanche was bouncing around. This year, it's just dead. Man, what's going on with Avalanche? Is there any Avalanche Moon Boys? They just don't give a shit. Here's another dead dog. Speaking of dead dogs, what's going on with Floki? Oh, Maron. Dead dog again. Yeah, this is bearish, man. I think what we want to see is a spike. I guess when Floki spikes, that's the top. Somebody keep an eye on that. Let me put that in my notepad. If Floki spikes up, the top starts to form. Right? When Floki begins its run, you know you're going up to the top. So maybe we're looking for a Floki spike. Maybe we're looking for a Floki spike. What is this? Oh, it's a wick. I tried to delete it. Maybe we're looking for a Floki spike. I'm surprised Pepe didn't spike, though. Usually it does. Maybe it's a... I mean, maybe. I guess it kind of is. I think that's where the euphoria is, when Pepe and Floki start pumping. Cow sucks. Man, I feel so bad. Somebody I know in real life has Loop Ring, and I told him over and over again, just sell it. And you know what he said back to me? Same thing that we always say. He doesn't want to sell it in case it goes back up. And it's just dead. I'm telling you, crypto has ruined everyone's lives, man. I tried to tell him this is never gonna happen. And he could have sold it back here and still had a bunch of money. This is what all the coins are about to do, man. Litecoin is next. I don't think it's going that low. I mean, what's the difference between Dash and Litecoin? I don't know. Why can't Dash do the same thing? They're all doing the same thing. It's all rubbish. This is what Caspa looks like. I keep thinking of Caspa because I remember in 2022 people were like, get Caspa. I already have it drawn. Yeah, all this shit is rubbish, man. I'm done with this shit. Done. I'm a stock guy now. I'm a Mr. Stockman. Hello, Mr. Stockman. Bonk just got hacked? Did they? Oh, my fucking man. Whoever said that, you're the man. Let's go, baby. That is ultra bearish. Yes! You guys ever notice how the hacks only happen in a bear market? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Bonk is hacked. My man. What about Alluvium? Yeah, remember Alluvium, man? Remember we thought Alluvium was gonna go back to the high? Holy shit. Yeah, it's true, man. This shit wrecked us, but you know what? I don't want to be saying the same thing in 10 years. Somebody asks about sand, 0. You gotta fill this wick down here. It's over, man. Dude, these charts are everywhere. It's over. Oh, thank fucking God, man. I'm done. Once I get my money back, I'm gonna cry myself tears of joy, saying I'm sorry I did that to you. And I'm just gonna be a stock guy. Look at this shit. The fucking stock market is my new home. Oh man. That's what they get for stealing Doge Bonk. Remember Doge Bonk? Yeah, it's time, guys. I mean, even Ethereum. Imagine putting all your money into Ethereum just to make 77%. Which is great, I get it, but... Man, what if you start comparing Ethereum to SOXL? Holy crap. Yeah, I'm a stock guy now. Hello, what do you do for a living? I buy stocks. I buy stocks. Oh man, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, I always wish that, I wish I would have just... But like I said, I don't want to be saying that in 20 years when SOXL is up here. You know? It's time. I think we just started a new market cycle. This was the first market cycle. This was the second market cycle. Technically, it's this. Yeah, we're about to wrap this one up. I think. And then this is the next market cycle. Here's the breakout. Here's the break of the high and the back test. You broke this high. Oh, you almost back tested it. You broke this high. You got a back test. Now we got to back test this. We could even go a little lower than 70. That's what I'm thinking, man. And then 2029 is the real bear market. Sorry, 2030, whatever it is. Yeah, but you guys got to know, too, that if this 4-year cycle is going to keep repeating the way that it is, then the top is moving. So the top could be in October or September or August next time, yeah? So pretty soon the top is going to be in the prior year. When the charts and the news line up, we're cooking some 5-star meals. Do you have not financial advice copied and pasted? Every time this guy types, he says not financial advice. He's been doing it for like 3 years now. Not financial advice. Worst we get a 10-year lost decade. I just had that. I hope Bitcoin stays. That there's no guarantees. Technically, Bitcoin only has to stay below 53,000. So if you see Bitcoin at 40,000, that might be worth a stab. Because technically, we just have to stay below 53. Like in 2018, you only had a small period of time to get in at the bottom. Like the smallest amount of time. You didn't even have 15 days to get in. You know? Like to us, one Bitcoin, there's no difference between 3,200 and 4,200. But if you're buying 10 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin, that shit matters. So if we go down to 40,000, that doesn't mean we're going to stay there for a long time. It just means we have to stay below 53,000 for a long time. So if the bottom is projected to be in October, we could go up, come down, and then crash like this, and then bounce. You know? It could look just like this. Because we spend X amount of days below the realized price. 220. This one was 150. Holy shit. 140. So we could spend some time down here. That's my signature move. I don't want people coming after me. Not financial advice. What about Satoshi's wallet that remains untouched? Maybe he lost it. It's probably a dead wallet. iPhone stocks? No, Apple sucks too. The market cap is too high for poor people like me. Oh, it's going vertical now. Yeah. Apple's 5 trillion as well. You know? Like, these stocks are just nuts. But from 2022's bottom till now, Apple didn't really do anything. So. But the fact that Apple's pumping the way that it is, and the S&P still didn't make a new high, it should. This is it, man. I think this is the last rally. I think Apple pumped in 2018, too. Yeah, it did. I remember this. Bitcoin topped here, Apple went up, and then it came right back down. Yeah, I wonder if we're on the tail end here. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's compare what Bitcoin does with Apple. Bitcoin and Apple bottom together. 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 This one was a little different. Aha, hear ye, look. When Bitcoin goes down and Apple goes up, bearish. At COVID. Here it is again. Apple's going up. Bitcoin's going down. Apple's going up and Bitcoin is going down. Yes. So when Apple goes up and Bitcoin goes down, it's either a bear market or COVID. That's what we're looking at, chat. There's another evidence point right there. Apple bottoms with Bitcoin. But when Apple goes up without Bitcoin, it's either a bear market or 2019. Yeah. Yeah. That's it, man. Why is Apple going up and Bitcoin's not moving? Yeah. Yeah. That's it, man. It's over. Oh, here it is again, you gabagool babushka. Look, it's it, man. We're deep in this bear market. We're deep in the bear market. Deep. We're deep in the bear market. I'm so glad. Whoever said that, props to you, man. Whoever said iPhone stocks, we're deep in the bear market. Will I flip bullish if we break 100K? I would probably flip bullish if we took this high. It's at 82,000. But we said the same thing here. Here. If we break this high, it's bullish. We shouldn't break this high, and we didn't. We shouldn't break this high. I don't even think we're getting that high. What if we don't get a COVID drop? Well, what if we do? I'm better off if it doesn't happen and the market goes up, then I don't buy in, than if I buy in and then it happens. So I'd rather take my chances that it's not going to happen and then we go up. Because if I'm wrong and it does go down and I'm already in, it's night-night. Not financial advice. I think we're ready, guys. I think we're ready. I mean, if we just look at the big stocks, I didn't even realize Apple was going up so much. Apple's going up. Is Google going up? Google's not going up. What's another one? Amazon? Amazon's not going up. I think Microsoft is still bearish. Yeah, Microsoft sucks. Somebody said today Netflix is shit. Don't forget, Netflix always bottoms with Bitcoin. Or at least when Bitcoin goes to a negative nupal. It happened in 2015. It happened in 2018. It happened in 2022. We didn't bottom yet. Netflix is still bearish. Yeah. Whatever happened to Roku? Oh, it's actually coming back. I remember when Roku first came out, I was like, oh man, I gotta get in on this. Like 2019. Yeah, it was 2019. Then it just took a shit. Whatever happened to Fubo? Remember Fubo? Yeah, oh my god, look at how old this is. Rainbow Fibs? That's from like 2021, man. Yeah, 2021. They must have had a stock split or something. Yeah, they did. That's why the chart's all messed up. I have to leave it here. This is historical data, man. This is historical information. I think I made this chart before I made my YouTube channel. I remember making this. It was in 2021 and I made my channel right here. This might have actually been what inspired me because I saw all the garbage people on Twitter making rubbish ass charts and I'm like, I can make rubbish ass charts. I made my channel here. And these lines are from February, but there's a stock split that just occurred, which means that these numbers were lower, which is why the fib is down here. There's this historical piece of history here. What's the word I'm looking for? Artifact. It's an artifact. A relic. Fubo. Yeah, 2020 was 7 years ago. Holy shit. What happens if you're wrong and we already bottom? Well, then I wait for Bitcoin to break this high, and then I make a new plan. That's all it is. That's all it is, mate. If it's different this time and the bottom is in, once Bitcoin breaks this high, I start preparing for the bull market. Compare Samsung. Is Samsung American? I don't even know how to do that. Wow, look at that. They're pretty, yeah, they're pretty correlated. They're pretty correlated. Yeah, they are pretty correlated, actually. Well, at least they were. Not anymore. Unless Bitcoin's about to bottom, and then this is also about to bottom. Because you'll notice that Samsung bottoms when Bitcoin bottoms. So I wonder if that's going to happen again, where we get a big crash. Why does it say the market cap is 16 trillion? 16,000, sorry. 1,600 trillion. I was a stocks guy, then switched my portfolio to crypto. Yeah, I'm done, man. Crypto taught me a lot about life. It taught me that dreams don't always come true. It taught me that if you give yourself a chance to fix a situation, then you can fix it. But if you let yourself go to a point where you can't fix anything, then you won't be able to fix anything. It taught me that you can do more than one thing at a time. You don't have to make one thing your life. It taught me that sometimes life doesn't always have a happy ending. And it also taught me that life can get really, really bad. But it also taught me that you're responsible for a lot of the things that happen to you. At some point in time, you made a mistake doing something. And you guys might be thinking I'm just talking about money, but I'm not. I'm talking about life. Most of us suffer from issues that we're responsible for, and we just blame life and say, oh, why me? Maybe that wasn't you. Maybe you got dealt something that you had no control over, but you have to be sure you had no control over it. And I'm not so sure that's likely for most people. Obviously, if you're born with no legs, then you got spawn trapped. But if you were healthy your whole life and then you just let yourself go, or you had the girl, you had the money, you threw it all away, or your wife divorced you because you did something stupid, that's kind of unfortunate, yes, but it could be on you. This guy said none of you hold copper. My man. Copper. Copper over. But crypto also taught me that, if you never give up, there's a way out. I've been in some deep holes over the past 10 years, and I've gotten out every single time. The problem is I keep going back in. So I have to ask myself, what am I doing that I keep going backwards? I keep getting to where I need to go, and then I just go backwards. And whatever those mistakes are, don't make them this time. you know? So I learned that it is doable. Crypto taught me that you were just a peasant, stay in your lane. Crypto is you making money and think it won't ever end when it starts. Well, I was applying it to life, not money. If I want to focus on money, I would now say confidently that you're never too big to fail. That's the biggest thing I learned in 2024. In 2021, I lost all my money because it was the first time I ever had it. In 2024, I lost all my money because it was the first time I ever had that much. But my attitude was, oh, I have so much money now, so I can't lose all of it. And I did. So now I know for next time, if you don't think you can lose it, you can if you put yourself in a position to lose it. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I have 100 grand on Pengu and I think the bottom is in because the bottom hasn't fallen out yet, and then the bottom falls out, that's it. That money's gone forever. But if I have 100,000 on SOXL, I'm less likely to lose all of it. Doesn't mean I can't, but again, over time, you could have put $100,000 in at any time and you would have made money. But if I put 100K on Pengu, there's a chance I'm never getting that shit back. That's why I'm not doing this shit anymore. Because we all had all this money thinking, all right, one more push and I'm getting out. And then it just collapses. And now the bag holder mentality is, well, this guy on YouTube said it's going to go back up, so I'm going to stay in. And then it just keeps going lower and lower and lower. The stock market doesn't have that problem. It just goes up and to the right. And you want to know what the bow on top is, the cherry ice cream? Every single time Bitcoin goes up, stock market goes up. But every time the stock market goes up, Bitcoin doesn't go up. So it's just like we thought we had an advantage, and now we're at a disadvantage. So that's it. Everyone is not meant to meet. Everyone is not meant to be millionaires. It's okay to be normal. Yeah, but you know what? You know what though? You know what I'll say, man? This is going to be a little bit personal. Not necessarily personal, but a little bit touchy, I guess. I finally finished that book. I'm a very slow reader. I don't know if I'm retarded, but I have to read slow so my brain processes the words. I can read physically fast, but then I don't really know what I just read. So I read really slow, and I don't read all the time. I probably read like once every 5 months. But I finally finished that book, The Man's Search for Meaning. And I realized that it's not the meaning of life is whatever you give it. And this chase, this problem solving chase of trying to solve this market, even though it's so simple, we make it more complicated than it needs to be. But it's just the chase, the path. It's actually the only thing that keeps me going. It's the only thing that I live for, which is sad, but at the same time, it's not sad. Because once you run out of something to live for, life becomes meaningless. So what I mean by that is, I'm not saying that you need to chase something to have a good life, but unless you have everything, then I'm sure life is good too, but I don't know because I've never had everything. But when you have that end goal to push for, whatever that is, it keeps you moving forward. So for some people, they want to be a bodybuilder. I do too, but I've accepted that I'm just a fat piece of shit. But some people wake up every day, they grind in the gym, they eat chicken and rice, less than 2,000 calories, they hit their macros, and that's their purpose. Like they live for that shit. I live to get fucking rug pulled. No, I'm just kidding. I live to solve this. Like, I love it when we get fat red candles and everybody's like, holy fucking shit, what's going on? I love that shit. Same thing when we're going up. It's like, oh my God, we're going to the moon. Like, it's just something about it. But I was thinking about it the other day and I said, as much as I hate crypto and I hate this shit so much, it's giving me something to strive after, you know? It's not necessarily a good thing, but like when I lost my money, when I remember at the very start of the bear market, I said to myself, dude, I'm fucked because I lost all my money from the bull market. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. What about the bear market? And I made a bunch of charts and I made a really nice play here. Unfortunately, I gave a lot of it back, but I have enough to where I could move. Like I have more money now than I did at the start of the bear market. And the bear market's not over yet. So if we get a big dump, then the rest is history. But what I'm trying to say is once I had that attitude shift, and the reason why I felt sad here was because I said to myself, how on earth am I going to make all this money back? If we just had the shittiest bull market ever, and now we know that shitcoins don't go up, how the fuck do I get all that money back? And now I realize there's a way. And once I realize there's a way to do it, even though I'm missing all of that money, I have that fire in my belly and I have that purpose. Like, there's a chance I can get it back. I might not, but there's a possibility that I can. And now I'll do anything I have to get there. Versus when the bear market first started, I was like, man, I'm fucked. There's no way I'm ever going to get that money back. I have to start all over again. And just the idea in your head that you have something to chase after gives you meaning. Whatever that is. Some people want to be professional gamers. I wanted to do that when I was 14. Then I gave up when I was younger. Some people never give up. This is my never give up. I refuse to take no for an answer because I've done it before. My error here is I make all the money and then I get cocky and greedy and then I give it back. So stop doing that. Stop giving your money back. But that's what I realized. So you guys are a part of my life. Even though there's 73 people, that's 73 people that want to hear what I have to say. But that's how I look at this. Even though I fucking hate it and I can't wait for it to be over, it's given me something to strive for. Like when you're just a blob and you have no purpose, that's when life really sucks. Like if you have just nothing going for you, like no goals, no friends, no wife, nothing, you're just a fucking blob. That's where the people kill themselves and they get depressed. And that's why if we get this, dude, we're fucking back. We're back at the table. We're sitting at the head of the table like the tribal chief. I'm going to tell him to get up. I'm at the table now. I'm the captain now. But now we have another perspective. We know that we've been brainwashed, that if we don't buy cat with bag, we're not going to make any money. But now we know, dude, you could pick a bunch of ETFs. I mean, listen, for crying out loud, they have a 2x Bitcoin ETF. If you want to buy that, it's better than nothing. If Bitcoin falls by 40%, this should fall by 80%. Right? You throw 25 grand or 2.5 grand or 250 grand, whatever you have. and Bitcoin does a 3x, all right, you got a 6x. I mean, listen, if you have a certain amount of money, a 6x is a lot of money. If you have 100 grand, a 6x is life-changing. If you have 10 grand, 6x, well, if you have 10 grand, then technically 60K is life-changing. If you have 1K, then, you know, I don't know if 6K is life-changing, but it's all proportional to the amount of money you have. The problem is we are all broke all the time because we keep buying this stupid dog shit that we never had that perspective. We always said, oh, a 5x isn't enough. That's because we always had 2 peanut shells and a used baby wipe. But now we got a little bit of money. So it's like, all right, I'll take a 6x. From today, would I take a 6x? I mean, it would be enough, but I guess it would be enough because then the next market cycle, I'll get another 6x and then I'm done. You know? My biggest mistake was putting a deadline. I have to have this much by this date. Instead of, well, it appears the market has come to an end. Now's the time to get out and I'll have to wait till next time. Because every time I've said that, I said, no, I need it now. I had to wait till the next time anyway. So this time around, I'm willing to say, okay, I'm not going to be a millionaire. It's impossible. But if I could get to a couple bucks, maybe next time. But the fact that we get to where we need to go and then we say, no, I need more, that's why we always lose. That's why Nan Ngoyen called me a greedy fat pig. Because back down here, I told myself I wanted 100 billion Dogelon. Then when we got up here, I needed 2 trillion Dogelon. When we were here, I told myself, if I get this much money, my life is set, I'm getting out. I hit that right here, not even 6 months later. And for some reason, I said, I'm fucking greedy, baby. I need $4 million. And I gave it all back. So this time around, if I hit my goal early, I'm taking it all out and I'm starting over with a little bit of money. And if I blow that account, that's it. I'm done. If I don't, then we'll keep it rolling. That's it. I don't have any more time left. I'm literally on the back end of my youth. I cannot fuck this one up. And I know that. This one I knew I had another chance, but this was my best chance. I went on a magical run and I threw it away. But this could be our best one yet because I think we have the most information that we've ever had. We had the Moonboy chart here and it worked like a charm. We just faded the shit out of it. And we disrespected the 4-year cycle. Now we have the Moonboy chart and we know the 4-year cycle is in play. So I think this is our best chance. This is our last chance. And that's why if we go down again, we know that the 4-year cycle is still in play, but we also know that the Moonboy chart is still in play. Because every time we have a white line, we go down, and every time we have an orange line, we go up. Which means that we're going to be super bullish heading into the summer next year. And we're going to be ultra bullish heading into the summer of 2028. But then we're going to be bearish heading into 2029, which is exactly what happened last time where we got duped. But we wouldn't have gotten duped if we listened the first time. And that's what I'm trying to do now. If we should be bullish right now. We should be bullish right now. But after August, it should turn bearish. And if it does, then we know exactly where we are. And we have a blueprint. Just like we knew exactly where we were here. Was it perfect? No, but we got where we needed to go. The problem was, when we got there, we wanted to keep going, and the end of the road had come. When the end of the road comes, you have to get off the bus. And if you don't, it's GG. You have to start all the way over again. And that's what I learned this bull market. Am I ever going to be rich? I don't know. Am I going to be rich soon? No. But I've reached the point this bear market that the burning passion or the burning hatred of the feeling of being broke as shit has overtaken the FOMO of not being rich. And I've made peace with that. Because when you go down to a certain net worth and you told yourself you'd never go back there, it makes your life different. And I almost went back to there. I went back there here, but then I almost went back there a second time. And then I said, no, I'm not doing that this time. And now we have a chance. We have a chance, baby. You got a shot at a bottom. The lesson you learned, I learned in 2018. 2025 was my second bull run with the knowledge. Yeah, see, 2025 was my second bull run too. The problem is, I gave the money back. But I know I can do it because both market cycles I made life-changing money. For me. I'm not saying I made millions of dollars, but I made enough money to change my life. That I gave it all back both times. Now I know this time around, don't give it back. If there's 1,000 people in the chat and the RSI is on the top of the ceiling, that's the top. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what your favorite YouTuber says. It doesn't matter what the 4-year cycle says. If your net worth is screaming, get out, and the RSI is on the top of the screen, it doesn't matter what the fucking 4-year cycle says. Because just because the 4-year cycle says we're not bearish yet, doesn't mean your net worth is not about to top out. If we would have sold here, we would have been in the money, baby. But what did we say? Oh, we need alt season. We need this. We need that. Get fucked. No more, baby. No more. All right, let's stick to our plan. It's almost time. We're getting everything we needed. Every single thing we've talked about, we're getting. We said in the summertime, if we could go sideways, that means we're bearish. We're going sideways. Bitcoin made another low. We're one more drop away from the negative Newpol. The only mathematical possible way that the Newpol turns red is to go below 53,000. However, as we discussed, the Newpol is getting further and further away, but the long-term holder Newpol is not. These are not that far away, which means we have to go below 49,000. We have to go below 49,000 just to make this indicator go into the green. Keep that in mind. If history is going to repeat, we have to go below 49,000 just to get to -1, -0.1. If we have to get all the way down to -20 or even -15, we got to go to like 44,000, man. I trust this. I'm not telling you I'm going to be right. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to other people, but that's what I see. I think we got to come deep. We have to come deep in the green. We don't have to go as low as -34 or -26, but the jump from -34 to -26 isn't that big. So if we only go to like -15, fine. But to go to -0.1, we have to go to 49,000. -10 is probably like 48, 47, 46,000. Yeah. Yeah. And that's all she wrote for today. Good luck to you all, my little dumplings. The next lesson you'll learn is not spend all your gains. No, I'm cheap as shit, man. I never spend money. I finally bought a car in 2024, but that was because I could afford it. I hate spending money. If I ever get that much money again, I'm putting it all in my stock account. I'm not even withdrawing it. I hate spending money. But I'm sticking to the plan, applying to McDonald's tomorrow. I will turn the test 10K into 500. I'm staying away from crypto. Yeah, I'm not touching crypto either. This year is going to be the first year I don't deposit on Coinbase. It's fucking awesome, man. I'm done with crypto. It's over. All right, gents. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow. No more $10 super chats. Yeah, we're not getting any super chats, but we're deep in the bear market. I mean, I'm not mad at the super chats. I'm grateful that you guys are watching because we are so deep. We are deep in the bear market, man. We were pulling over 1,000 views, 1.3, 1.2. Up at the top, we were pulling 1.2, 1.2, 1.6. Now we can't even get 100 viewers. 500, 900, 900. I mean, 900 is not too shabby, but 800, 750. I mean, we're starting to pump now, so people are starting to come back. But today, this live stream we just had, we didn't even get over 100 viewers. The highest was 92. So people are gone. Michael says, I was watching YouTube garbage yesterday, and the argument was the new bull is shrinking because it costs more to mine Bitcoin. Any theory on that? He pulled up, indicated that showed. The cost to mine more Bitcoin. So he's saying that the bottom is in because the production costs. You know what my answer to that is? I'm not saying I'm right. My answer to that is the Bitcoin miners know what's coming. That's why they're pivoting to AI. Riot used to be a Bitcoin miner. Now they do AI. I think Mara used to be a Bitcoin miner. I don't know if Mara's doing AI. Let me check. Mara is no longer. Yep, Mara is now a HPC. They're pivoting because they know Bitcoin's about to fucking die and it's not profitable anymore. Remember Hut? Hut used to be a Bitcoin stock. Now it's an AI stock. The companies, the miners know that shit's about to die. So they're all pivoting because they can't afford to do it anymore. That's my answer. I never looked at the cost of production. I've heard about it. I don't think anything of it. If Bitcoin was that good, the miners wouldn't be switching to something else. Wasn't IREN a Bitcoin stock too, or no? Was IREN always a... Yeah, they used to mine Bitcoin, but they rebranded to Iris. Yeah, in 2024, they switched to AI. All of these garbage pails are switching to AI now. Higher Lows for 5 says, thanks for the extra stream, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the 5. Thank you very much. Helps a lot in times of despair. Thank you very much. I could buy one watermelon now. Well, no, I can't actually. It's $7. But my argument for the new bull is the long-term holders. See, the regular jabronis like me would just look at the regular Newpol and just say, yeah, look, it's making higher lows. But the long-term holder Newpol is not telling the same story. And this is not that far away. All we have to do is go below 53,000. Sorry. All we have to do is go below 49,000 to trigger a negative Newpol. And we were just at 57. This is it. I'm not saying I'm going to be right, but good luck, man. Good luck to you all. This is it. The Moon Boys are starting to come out. The Bears are starting to turn bullish. There's not that many bears left, man. There's only a few left. I know people are saying they're bearish, but if you listen to what they're saying in their voice, they're saying the bottom is close or the bottom could be in. I don't think the bottom is anywhere near close. I could be wrong, though, but that's what I think. I think IBIT has to go underwater. And the only reason I'm bullish is because of the Moon Boy chart. And once that shit passes, I am not bullish. I'm not bullish until March. If this Moon Boy chart plays out correctly, we shouldn't be bullish again until March or February. That means the bottom could be in October, but you're not going up until February. That's what I think. Because in 2023, the Moon Boy chart was in April. So we bottomed and then we started going up right away. That didn't happen in 2019. In 2019, the Moon Boy chart was in July. We bottomed in December, but we didn't start going up until April. So our Moon Boy event is all the way out in August. So if we bottom in November or October, we don't have to go up until February or March. Which means we could sit down here from October all the way until February. Dude, when we're down here, there's going to be 30 people in here. There's going to be 30 people in here. All right, gentlemen. Cost of production is 53,000. Now, when you say that, I'm assuming that means the cost to mine one Bitcoin. Because that's how you produce a Bitcoin, right? You mine it. If you Google cost to mine one Bitcoin, it says it has an average cost or large scale operations using next generation hardware have 60,000. But I remember reading somewhere that it's 40,000 for some. Yeah, industrial miners typically spend 32,000 to 55,000. I don't know if that's true. That's what AI says. You'll have to check your sources. But I have here that for industrial scale, massive public mining giants like Marathon or CleanSpark secure long-term commercial power contracts, often utilizing standard gas or stranded gas, sorry, averaging around 4.5 kilowatts per cent. 4.5 cents per kilowatt, sorry. For them to produce one Bitcoin sits closer to the lower end of the spectrum, 40 to 45,000. So the shit guys like us probably spent 60,000 to mine a Bitcoin. But that's why a fucking capitulation down there would eliminate all of us. And only the big boys would be able to mine Bitcoin. But that's why the bottom could be 40,000. Because that's how much it costs to mine a Bitcoin. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it says. It says retail home miners spend about 135,000. So is that where they're getting the average cost from? They're taking 40,000 and 135? I don't know. I think 40,000 is going to get hit. Because, man, Mr. Cowan keeps comparing it to 2018, which is fine. But in 2018, we were at 60K and then we went down to 31K. So does that mean we're going down to 31,000? Or, sorry, 3.1K. I don't think we're going that low. But if you just take this and you measure it to 40,000, man, that's only 67%. And don't think that Bitcoin doesn't like your memes shit, because in 2021, the top was 69K on the dot, wasn't it? Yeah, look at the high. Oh, you can't see because it's small. On your own little camera, on your own screen, go to Bitstamp and go to the H candle on the daily. It says 69,000 flat. 69,000. 69,420. So Bitcoin likes to do the meme shit, man. I wouldn't be shocked if we fell 67% from the top to the bottom. Or maybe it's 69%, 38K. Yeah. But all right, guys, that'll do it for today. Another day in the books. We get one step closer to the answer. We'll be back tomorrow. That's why we're building data centers with their own power plants. Enjoy your day. We'll be back tomorrow. As always, appreciate the support. Stay safe. None of this is financial advice. And I'll see you soon.